Hello, it's Charles here once again, and if you watched my last video, I explored the concept of coding. I explained what coding, the term coding meant. Coding is simply the art of creating applications by writing instructions in a programming language that's English-like. Okay, so the art of writing instructions in a language, using a language that's English-like to create apps is coding. Okay, and I equally went on to make a case for why we should teach children coding. Now, I said if we expose children to the skill of coding at an early age, then they would be more likely to choose a career in technology or in the digital space. They'll be more likely to choose a career in the digital space if they get exposed to coding at an early age. Now, you might be thinking, so what if my child isn't supposed to be in the tech space? Okay, do we have to force the child to get into technology just because? Now, if you do some research online, you will find out that new applications come up on a daily basis. And the meaning is applications are going on an exponential level, and what that equally translates to is the fact that we would have more needs for software engineers, more needs for software developers or programmers in the future. Now, when you have a child who has those skills, then you already have a ready market, or you already have available career opportunities for that child. Now that puts the child at an advantage. Okay, so let's say the child doesn't want to really become a software engineer, but then the child has an edge because the child could make a living teaching coding, just like I'm doing now. Okay, the child could equally make a living creating apps. Okay, now let's say the child doesn't want to eventually do this as a profession or something. I mean, creating apps is fun. Okay, I'm just saying, it's true, it's fun. The child gets this sense of achievement because they've been able to create something. Okay, and children love it when they can create something out of nothing. All right, something that does a useful task for them. Okay, it's like they set out with a goal and they achieve this goal. Okay, that's a drive that programming gives you. Okay, that's a drive that coding gives you. Now, are there other ways to achieve that drive? Yeah, but coding is one of the very easy ways to achieve it. Okay, given the fact that we're in a digital age. Okay, so children use devices, they use phones, they use tablets, they use all sorts of devices. Okay, so instead of making these children just grow up to become only consumers, why not make them creators? Okay, and that's what coding gives them. That's the power coding gives them. Coding makes them to become creators of great systems and apps. Okay, now children always take pride in their work when they know that someone out there uses what they create. And that's the power that another power that apps gives to children. They can create stuff and put those things online, and people actually use them, and they have this sense of achievement because people are using them now. And for the mere fact that someone even gets to see their work and appreciates it is something that goes a long way in raising the child's self-esteem that may have been battered by maybe a negative experience in their past, or just poor self-image, and or whatever that may have caused it. Now, coding is a very good way to boost the child's self-esteem, so it's really a good thing. Now, another reason why we need to teach children coding is because coding gives them skills that are similar to what numeracy and mathematics gives them. Now, coding, like I said in the first video, starts with a goal. Okay, so the creator has a goal in mind. I want to create something that does this, that does that. Okay, and starting with that goal in mind, that's like a problem statement. Okay, so they look at the problem, and then they look at what's needed to solve this problem. Okay, so they break a problem down into smaller bits. Okay, and then they take on each of those smaller bits and solve them one at a time, or simultaneously, and at the end of the day they bring together the solution into one unit. Okay, now what I just described is a problem solving skill. Okay, and that is another advantage of coding. Coding equips your child with problem solving skills. Okay, now the fact that they even have to think of how to solve those problems is another skill, another advantage of coding. Okay, that's critical reasoning, because they have to think, okay, how do I go about solving this? Okay, and they have to do it logically. Okay, so alright, so I've been able to do this. If I do this, this is gonna happen, or this is not gonna happen. Okay, so what if this doesn't happen? Coding gives them logical skills. Okay, just like numeracy and mathematics. Okay, so if you like, you can say that coding is just as universal as mathematics is, and it's true. Okay, now look at the apps we have today. I mean, can you imagine apps in there's no field, there's no career in this world that doesn't need apps. Okay, and as people continue using the internet, continue using computers, and more computers keep getting smaller and smaller, and wearables keep getting smaller and smaller, we would always need apps to run on those hardware. Okay, so apps are not going anywhere. Alright, they're here to stay. Okay, now those apps will need someone to create them. That someone could very well be that child you're going to be teaching coding next. Okay, so you want to be able to give that child the best. You need to be able to give that child those skills to get them ready for that skill. Now, one more thing I need to say about coding is we need more ladies in coding, in software development industry. In my next video, we'll see how to go about actually teaching children these skills. See you then.